Hello, today you will hear a story about a man's revenge. Carolina and I have been married for over 26 years. This girl turned my head from the first time we met. We met at a very young age. I was then barely 19 years old, and Caroline was 18 years old. We studied with her on the same course at the Faculty of Economics. I have always looked at this beauty. Her long wavy hair fell incredibly beautifully on her delicate shoulders. And I personally have never enjoyed great success with girls. My parents were ordinary, there was no talk of wealth. But I dreamed of becoming a successful person, so I studied hard to become a good specialist. Victor, hi, listen, can you help me? Caroline came up to me and asked embarrassedly. Yes, how can I help? I answered. I'm having trouble with my thesis. I just do not draw, my head already hurts from all these formulas. And if I don't properly defend my thesis, then my parents will simply eat me alive. All right, Caroline, no problem. So I'll come to you in the evening? Yes, okay, let's go. It wasn't the first time Caroline had asked me for help. She did not study very well, and I tried to help her in this matter, since I was already head over heels in love with her, but I still did not dare to confess to her. Carolina came to me in a beautiful turquoise dress, her smile sparkled, it was very difficult to look away from her. Victor, hello. I seem to have taken everything with me, notes, calculations. Caroline began to rummage through her things. Carolina, this is for you. Embarrassed, I held out a bouquet of white tulips. Caroline raised her head, her eyes wide. Victor, what a beauty, thank you. I should thank you for your help. Come on, I just thought I'd give you a nice little surprise. Victor, the flowers are simply amazing. I'm very pleased. We have been preparing for a thesis for a long time, the time began to approach evening. So, Victor, it seems to me that this is enough for today, my head is not ready to receive and process information. Maybe we can take a walk. And I'll treat you to coffee. Well, I agree, my head is already stuffed, let's go. We went down the street to Charlie's coffee shop, which not only had delicious coffee but also always fresh and delicious croissants. We had fun talking and walking. That evening I took Caroline home and kissed her for the first time. It was the most magical evening of my life. I felt like I was flying in the clouds. Since that time, we began to meet with Carolina. After graduation, we got married. My goal was to create the best conditions for my wife. I gained experience and became one of the best in the business. I have conducted audits of various enterprises. Effectively optimized work, bringing any company much more profit. There was enough money for a comfortable life. I tried to pamper Carolina with expensive gifts. She did not need to work, my income was quite enough to provide for her family. One day Caroline approached me with an unusual request. Victor, listen, I have a good friend named Barry. He brings me exclusive outfits from different parts of our planet and sells them at a big discount. But he has problems in organizing the work of his company. Can I ask you to help him with this? Yes, no problem, let him make an appointment with me, we'll discuss everything. Yes, honey, only he has problems with the budget now. And he can't afford your services, can I ask you to help, and he'll pay you later, and provide your wife with the best outfits, I'll be very happy. What do you say? Honey, since you ask so, I will try to help him. Victor, you are the best in the world. Caroline hugged and kissed me. A couple of days later, Barry came to my office. Victor, good afternoon. Barry greeted. Yes, Barry, hello, come in. I replied. Victor, I am very grateful to you and your wife for this opportunity. Because I really need your help. I will not be in debt. I am a man of my word. Barry spoke up. Okay, Barry, sit down, let's figure it out. Barry was a tall guy with short hair. He was very young and handsome in appearance. It was immediately clear that he had little experience, which I could correct. Barry was engaged in buying up various collections of fashionable clothes and brought them all to our city. It was evident that the logistics here were poorly established. Importation of goods, storage in warehouses, terms of sale, Everywhere there were gaps that needed to be filled in order to ensure stable work and high income. I began to put Barry's affairs in order, which he was incredibly pleased with. He increasingly began to spend time with me and my wife. Especially Carolina saw him often, which began to embarrass me. Caroline liked the way Barry showered her with compliments and presented her for exactly what I did for him. And then I somehow met my old friend, Stephen. "Victor, hello, nice to see you." Stephen greeted me cheerfully. "Hi, Stephen. And I'm glad to see you. How are you doing? How is your family?" "Yes, everything is great. Everyone is alive and well. Are you still investing?" "Yes, Victor, we managed to succeed a little in this matter. And I have heard about your successes. I see you also do not stand still." "Yes, Stephen, I try." "Listen, is it true that you are now engaged in the company of Barry Theron's?" "Yes, it is. The wife asked to help out this guy. He brings clothes to my wife, which she really likes, so I decided to help, which you can't do for the sake of your beloved wife." "Got you, Victor. But look, this guy doesn't have a very good reputation. To be honest, he's a complete asshole. I came across him. He spends investors' money left and right, but he is of little use. He looks more like a rogue than a successful businessman. So be careful with him." "I understand you, Stephen. Thanks for the information." Stephen's words alarmed me even more. There was something slippery about this guy, but I initially did not go into it, because I helped him on a voluntary basis. And one day my beautiful life changed not for the better. Somehow I stayed late at work. I drove up to the house late in the evening. Night lights were burning, dispelling the approaching darkness along the street. Driving up to the house, I saw that a black SUV was already standing near the house, illuminating the lawn near my house with its dimensions. Barry got out of the car. He opened the next door in the car and helped Caroline out. She was clearly drunk, laughing and clinging to Barry's shoulders. "I came up here." "What's going on here?" I asked anxiously. "Victor, hi. Yes, I decided to give your wife a lift. As you can see, she is clearly not allowed to drive today." Barry answered me, immediately changing his face. "Caroline, why the hell are you so drunk?" I asked angrily. "Honey, why are you so rude? I just had a really good time. And you spoil this wonderful evening with your cries." Barely standing on her feet, Carolina spoke out. "So, okay, Barry, thanks for the ride, then I'll do it myself. And you march home and take a cold shower, immediately," I said. Saying goodbye to Barry, I noticed that the collar of his snow-white shirt was covered in lipstick, which was the same color as that smeared all over the face of Carolina. I did not arrange a scene of proceedings because of this. I took Caroline home. "Now explain to me what kind of holiday is today. And what the hell were you doing with Barry?" I asked in an angry tone. "Darling, well, I just felt very sad today. And Barry kindly agreed to brighten up this evening." Ikaya answered Carolina. "Yes, I see how he brightened up your evening. Look at yourself in the mirror. Who do you look like? Why the hell is Barry wearing your lipstick all over his shirt? What were you doing?" "Honey, don't make jealousy scenes. You don't have to be jealous of me. I am only with you and I will change you for no one. And the lipstick on his shirt is from the fact that I stumbled, and Barry picked me up. I accidentally stuck right into his shirt." Caroline began to make excuses. "So, okay, go to the shower and go to sleep. I don't want to see you like this," I said menacingly and went to spend the night in the hall. The whole night I was haunted by thoughts. I couldn't believe Caroline. Everything was too weird. Carolina clearly did not agree with what was being said about Barry. Why was she so protective of him? I did not understand this. I had to make sure that my wife was not cheating on me, otherwise I would not be able to live in peace. The next morning I called Leslie. This is a good friend of mine who also had problems with his wife. He told the story of how he found special people who organized surveillance of his wife. They found evidence of her infidelity, and Leslie managed to bring his wife to clean water. At that time, his story seemed funny to me, but now I was not laughing. I myself found myself in such a situation. Leslie, hi, it's Victor. Yes, Victor, hello, I haven't seen you for a long time. How are you doing? It could be better. Listen, I'm calling you on business. Remember when you spoke for the guys who followed your wife? Do you have their contacts? Can you take me to them? Yes, there are contacts. What, brother, did you also suffer from this vile problem with your wife? I hope not, but I need to make sure. I understand you, Victor. Okay, I won't ask. You can tell yourself later if you want. I'll set you up with the guys, but I warn you, it won't be cheap. No problem, I agree to any amount. I need their help. Soon I met with Adam. He was in a clean ironed grey suit. The hair was neatly styled with gel on the left side. He asked me questions about Carolina and her environment, her habits, routine for and so on. Adam wrote everything down with a small black pen with a gold top in a small notebook. Having learned all the necessary information, Adam said goodbye to me. He told me to behave as if nothing had happened. They themselves would sort everything out and contact me soon. I haven't been eating and sleeping well these past few days. I looked at the happy Carolina and thought, could she really carry herself so calmly and at the same time cheat on me? Was it really not important for her these many years that we lived with her in a happy marriage? From all these thoughts I went crazy. Uncertainty and expectation greatly exhausted me. Suddenly, Adam called me. He made an appointment for me, at which he handed me a memory card with materials. He didn't talk long-windedly. He only said that I myself would understand everything by looking at what was on the memory card. I hurriedly got to my work, went into the office and locked the door. Then I excitedly loosened the tie around my neck and, with trembling hands, connected the memory card to the computer. What I saw made my eyes darken. The guys, apparently, installed hidden cameras with the ability to record sound in the place where Carolina was. The first thing I saw was a room, apparently in some kind of hotel. The servants initially came into the room, prepared the bed linen. Then Carolina appeared in the room along with Barry. Well, the day fell today. I'm just really lucky that you got your husband to work for me for free. It's good that he doesn't know how much taxes I don't pay to get all this money. My husband will unquestioningly do whatever I tell him. He's spineless. I'm with him only because he makes good money and provides for my every whim. Yes, he is, of course, a rare idiot. You are lucky to have him. Now let's play around a little. I already miss your ass, Barry said excitedly and climbed on my wife. Carolina took off her outerwear. She was wearing that expensive underwear that I gave her for the last anniversary. Here you are, bitch. The creature is the last. I yelled when I saw this. Initially, my heart seemed to freeze in despair when I saw all this. Then I felt how the fiery heat began to spread through my body, burning out all the good that was between me and Carolina. Despair quickly turned to anger. I furiously hit the computer monitor with my fist and grabbed my head with my hands, began to pace nervously around the office. Here's to me, idiot, retribution for my kindness. So many years I lived with the last bitch who didn't appreciate anything in me. Creature. Nothing, bastards. I'll show you my spinelessness. I thought aloud. I wanted to destroy Barry, pulverize his business. I knew where Barry kept all his papers. Of course, he did not allow me to get acquainted with all the reports. He definitely must have black bookkeeping, since he evaded taxes. I was known on the territory of his office, so no questions were asked. I waited for the moment when there was no one near Barry's office and knocked out the glass in the door. Piles of various documents lay on the shelves. I turned them all out on the table. Then I found a small drawer at the bottom of the table. He was very secretive and locked up. With improvised means, I broke the lock of the box to hell. I did not pay any attention to delicacy. And I found there a folder with various bills that Barry obviously did not examine in the tax office. Then I called my wife. Honey, hello, how are you? I have an offer for tonight. Yes, Victor, good. What are the plans? In general, I have great news for Barry. He will be delighted, and I have a surprise for you. So I'll rent a private house, prepare everything, send you the address, and you two drive up. Honey, so unexpected. Well, then I'll call Barry, make him happy. Well, my love, are you at home now? No, dear, now in the SPA salon, and then to the beautician, but only in the evening I will be free. Okay, great. I went home and started collecting absolutely all of Carolina's things. I didn't try too hard, I just threw everything indiscriminately into large garbage bags. I rented a house, brought all these things there, and began to wait for the bastards. Soon Carolina and Barry arrived. Guys, go to the summer terrace. I greeted the guests and seated them at a large table. Victor, what kind of surprise have you prepared? Caroline asked. Guys, I just found out that it was you who prepared a surprise for me. Great surprise, I did not expect. Barry and Caroline looked at each other in complete incomprehension. Okay, I'll help you with the realization of what is happening. I shouted and turned on the video on the big screen, where these bastards were fucking. I knew that, critters. As for me, a very unexpected surprise. Now listen to me. You, Barry, are a real freak. Who will go to jail, I promise you. Yes, you can't do anything to me, Victor. Yes, I'm fucking your wife because you're weak. Barry said imposingly. And this notebook says that you don't pay taxes. I waved the notebook from that box in front of the alarmed Barry's face. Bitch, where did you get it? Barry yelled and rushed at me. I grabbed a heavy chair with rather thick legs and hit the bastard in the face with all my might. Calm down, Nit, there is a special attitude towards the violent in prison. I said as Barry lay on the ground with his face smashed and writhing in pain. And you, dirty slut, you can look back. I shouted to Caroline and threw a match in the direction of a huge pile with her things, which was doused with gasoline. It's burning, all your things, dirty scum. Nothing else awaits you at home. And after the divorce, you will be left with nothing. This I promise you. Well, then, creatures, who is now spineless? Bastards, I yelled and left the place, leaving these bastards to digest what had just happened. Carolina that evening could not say a word, and it didn't matter to me. I handed over the documents to the authorities and Barry was quickly tracked down and put behind bars. After the divorce, I left only what was on her that evening to Carolina. Let her now taste life to the fullest and learn what work and low wages are. I returned to my business, and soon I was going to go to rest and relax, to visit the most exotic places on our planet. Dear listeners, your support is very important to us. If you like our story, please like, comment and subscribe. It's very motivating for us. We need your feedback to improve our content.